There are pros and cons to buying, there are pros and cons to renting. And it all depends on your situation, it depends on what you want for yourself, it depends on what you can have, right, at the present moment. We glorify home ownership, and it's great that we do. It's a huge step, and anyone who's able to achieve that, kudos to you. But it's a huge financial commitment.
Good evening and welcome back to the First Time Homebuyer Show. I'm your host, Estee Claasen. As you know, the First Time Homebuyer Show comes to your screens every Wednesday night at 8 p.m. on Facebook, Instagram and YouTube. And of course, we have amazing content coming to you every weeknight this week. We've got Zamantungwa Kumalo with the Private Property Podcast, and that's live every Monday to Friday at 7 p.m. And of course, if you're interested in agriculture or farming or even farming stockpiles, Walimbali comes to your screens every Tuesday and Thursday at 8 p.m. And Chad Viveros comes to your screens every Monday and Friday evening at 8 p.m. as he travels around Johannesburg all the way from Dainfern to Stain City, looking at amazing houses around Mzansi. And without further ado, I am ready to start this absolutely amazing show. But before I do that, as this gorgeous lady walked into the room this afternoon, absolutely gorgeous, I could feel the spirit, your energy, everything. Paul Ncube is with me this evening. Welcome, Paul.
Thank you, Steve.
You're so welcome. Warm.
Oh, wow, okay.
Thank you so much. No, you're absolutely, I mean, as you walked in, and I mean, just talking to you over the past few days, you know, also your excitement to share your journey. And we don't get that often, you know, we don't get a lot of people who buy their first time buying homes wanting to share that story, because it's not an easy journey.
No, it's not.
Emotionally, mentally, the steps you had to follow to actually purchase that home, which we'll get into, right? But I just want to find out, how are you, Paul? Let's start.
I'm excited to be here. I'm excited to share my story. I'm excited to talk to you, finally.
Thank you. Yeah, finally. Paul, has this always been a goal of yours?
Always. I think from a young age, growing up at home, it's just been the message that's been drilled into my mind. I'm fortunate enough to come from a history of homeowners.
Oh, nice.
Who are women.
Nice.
My grandmother boasted the title, my mother boasted the title. So when the time came and I was able to do that for myself, I mean, I had to choose between getting a car and getting a property.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was easy because from a young age,
That
it was just
drilled into you, yeah.
Yeah, the love of just having something of your own.
Right.
You know? Something you can point to and say, okay, I did that. I worked towards that. That's mine. Yeah.
But that option between car and property, a lot of young people are currently sitting in that boat. And I know, because you have had this kind of, you know, powerful women who come before you, who automatically will tell you, car isn't even an option here. What do you even mean? But there are people who are sitting in that boat. What would you say? How should they make that decision?
Yeah, and I love that you mentioned that. How the older generation would then say, I mean, come on, a car, it depreciates in value.
Exactly.
But I think our understanding of value just needs to be more in depth. I mean, a car could be valuable.
Exactly.
It introduces ease, convenience into your life. For me personally, I could do without a car because, you know, where I was staying and where I was going to buy the property, and where work is, and, you know, the areas that I frequent, I didn't need to do like a lot of travel.
Right.
So I could, you know, handle that with the Gautrain. So I could do without. But the reality for a lot of young people is that you probably live somewhere else and you work somewhere else. So when you're faced with that as, you know, a first major purchase option, then you'll go for the car because it's more valuable for you, you know, in that moment.
And that's the thing, I think that a lot of the time we can't come onto this platform and tell you what you should do.
No.
We can't tell you buy a home. No. I think we need to, the hard truth is that you need to look at your own circumstances.
Always.
And then figure it out from there. I know that wanting a home and investing in property is definitely something that we should aim towards.
Yeah.
But looking at your current circumstances, and like you said, I mean, you working from home maybe as well is convenience. So look at your current circumstances and then make the decision from there.
It helps to have all the information at your disposal, which is why this platform is great. So for someone who evaluates the situation and decides, okay, purchasing a home is great,